CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS 2 News at 5 p.m.
Live at 5, the Rose Parade floats are on the move right now, making that slow motion trip from their construction locations to Pasadena for tomorrow's Rose Parade. Well, always a huge crowd expected for the parade.
Yeah, but this year an unwelcome guest may make an appearance. Mother Nature. High winds and cold temperatures are expected. CBS 2's Joy Benedict begins our coverage in Pasadena, where parade watchers there are in for a very cold night. Joy?
Yeah, the sun is just starting to go down right now, and unfortunately the temperatures are dropping with it. But we are live right now on Colorado Boulevard. You guys gonna wave and say hi? What do we got? The Ohio State fans over there? I-O, baby! O-H-I-O! And we, of course, got the parade goers over there, as a lot of folks are excited about the parade and a few for the game tomorrow afternoon as well. But they know that coming out here and committing to staying the whole night, well, it's going to take a lot of bundling up this time. Parade goers soaked up the last bit of sunshine before a long night in the cold.
It is going to be a little chilly. I heard it might hit about 35.
But for families who make camping out a New Year's tradition each and every year, they weren't about to let the winter weather keep them away from Colorado Boulevard.
Just a tradition that we've all grown up with. My uncles did it when they were younger. My mom did it when she was a teenager also, and it's just something we've always done. Now I'm here with my friends.
Camping started at noon. Spots were taped off quickly, and the games began. One of the first to get here, parade professional Mike Bayless.
Just because you're roughing doesn't mean it has to be rough.
With a generator, his crew is ready with crock pots, bistro lights, and even a TV.
We're probably about 60 people.
Down the block, the Yankees also come every year, but this year they knew they had to pack more supplies, and young Tegan knows why.
Hey Parker, how are you gonna stay warm tonight? I'm gonna put on lots of jackets.
There are space heaters ready to fire up as the temperatures drop, and everyone had blankets because they know what's coming. But in LA, they don't always want to believe it. Is that cold, 40 degrees?
Here for LA? Yes, it is. And I'm wearing shorts.
But it's not going to be total torture. It is New Year's Eve, and being together is what it's about. Celebrating another year behind you and sleeping on the street to start 2019 with the best view possible.
This is the best parade ever, and nothing beats front row.
Nothing does beat the front row. I can admit that. I have been here many a years. And this is what you're going to need tonight, though. A lot of blankets, the sleeping bags, the pillows. And this gentleman over there, he's got it. The warming blanket. They were passing them out a little while ago down there. That's some good advice. Because although the temperatures, they're saying it's going to be around 40 degrees, they're going to have some wind chills overnight and into tomorrow morning. That's going to make it feel much, much colder, possibly even feel like it's below freezing. Oh, I don't even want to say it. But nonetheless, I'll send it back to you in my jacket.
Yeah, bundle up. All those folks staying out there overnight. Certainly hope it's worth it for them.
Yeah,
Our Garth
no
Kemp
kidding.
is tracking those conditions.
Yeah, is Joy speaking the truth, Garth?
Yeah, it's cold out there. It's going to be, I mean, for us, it's cold. If you're from back east to upper Midwest, you'll be fine. But if you're coming out from us, definitely cold out there. The winds are going to start to blow a little bit, too. That'll bring it down to about 6 degrees on the wind chill factor for you. So 60 degrees west, southwest winds right now at around 3 miles an hour. Big Bear at 23. 44 in the Lancaster. Everybody pretty much stuck into the 50s. There's the difference from 24 hours ago. A good 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 degrees cooler, depending where you are. Big Bear is much cooler. Then you get up towards Oxnard. We're pretty much flush there, but we are picking up frost advisories. All the blue areas, you can see those are frost advisories. Hard freeze warnings for the high deserts up towards Fillmore. Again, please bring your animals. Make sure they're there. Also, we're picking up still high wind warnings that are going to continue all the way out through Tuesday afternoon and as early as Wednesday morning the farther east you go. This does encompass the Santa Monica Mountain Range. Wind advisories pretty much everywhere else. And that includes out towards Pasadena area. Very unusual that we get that through Pasadena when we pick up these offshore events, but this is a cold one, so it really filters down right over there towards the Rose Bowl and in towards Colorado Boulevard. We'll show you more coming up in just a little bit. Back to you guys.
All right, Garth, thank you so much. And back to the parade now. CBS 2's Adriana Weingold is getting an up-close look at those floats.
Yeah, there she is live in Irwindale right now, where those floats are caravanning to Pasadena. Adriana, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to both of you, too. Yeah, the floats are out here. We're making a very slow trek. So far, we're just lining up here on Irwindale Road, about to make that trek to Pasadena. It is a 19-mile journey to the parade, all with a police escort. It was down to the wire for some volunteers as they put the finishing touches on floats as they lined up ready to leave. Alicia Velasquez has been working at Fiesta Floats for the past 11 years. This year, she's supervising the UPS float. That means nonstop work. She's been awake the past 30 hours to make sure every petal, seed, and grain of rice is perfect.
It's better in person, honestly. Like, you see it on TV and you see the gorgeous and how it is, but in person, it's so much better.
Black beans and rice, oatmeal and saffron.
At the Dig Alert float, oats become fur, flax seeds turn into a belt. Lead floral designer Jamie Hindley is overwhelmed to see her creation finally come to life.
The music and, the people waving and the animals, it's really cool. And when people are like, "Whoa, you did that?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Planning and construction of these floats begins almost as soon as the parade ends. But it isn't until the final few days when it's time for the flowers and fruit to take center stage. Each grape, every onion, roses, and pine put precisely into place, just in time for families to come and see the floats before they hit the road to head to Pasadena.
Just so impressed with all the time and dedication they put into these floats. So it's kind of a New Year's Eve tradition, being from the area.
The weather for the parade is supposed to be cold and windy, but organizers say as long as it doesn't rain, the floats will be good to go. And meantime, out here in Irwindale, people have come out to get a sneak peek of these floats before they make their way to Pasadena. They move very slowly, only about 3 miles an hour, so it'll take them somewhere between 6 and 7 hours to get to Pasadena, but they will be there in plenty of time for the Rose Parade. Live in Irwindale, Adriana Weingold, back to you.
Well, developing news in the case of a man shot inside of a Hollywood pharmacy.
A Walgreens security guard is now charged with his murder. CBS News' Randy Page is live in downtown LA this afternoon where that guard was just in court. Randy.
Says here, Chris, this is a case that's attracted some legal heavyweights in 2 areas, the law, civil and criminal. Today, the action in criminal court and a very well-known criminal defense attorney
made an informal request for the videotape.
In court today, noted criminal defense attorney Mark Garagos, whose former clients include Michael Jackson and Chris Brown, asked a judge to postpone today's arraignment until Thursday to give him time to get a hold of a Walgreens security video so he and the judge can witness the fatal shooting of 21-year-old Jonathan Hart.
I want Your Honor to see it at the same time that we do the bail hearing.
Garagos is representing 28-year-old Donald Ciota, who is charged with second-degree murder. On December 2nd, Ciota was working as a security guard at a Walgreens pharmacy at Sunset and Vine in Hollywood when, according to prosecutors, he got into a fight with a homeless man who was suspected of shoplifting. Prosecutors say Ciota shot Hart in the back as the homeless man ran away. Garagos says he believes the store's security footage will exonerate his client.
I want the judge to see the videotape. Based on the reports, based on everything that happened, I will tell you right now, there's no way in the world this should be a murder case.
We are encouraged that District Attorney Jackie Lacey has shown the leadership to file murder charges.
Across town, another legal heavyweight, Carl Douglas, who was a member of O.J. Simpson's legal team, is representing Jonathan Hart's family in a $525 million lawsuit against Walgreens.
The death of Jonathan Hart has left blood on the hands of executives of Walgreens as well.
Carl Douglas says Jonathan Hart was a victim of profiling.
Why we believe Jonathan Hart was profiled because he was homeless, why he was harassed because he was gay, and why we think he was shot because he was black.
Mark Garagos takes issue with these allegations.
This is probably emblematic of what I see wrong in the culture right now, is because somebody comes out and makes a statement and invokes race or invokes gender or invokes sexual preference, that we lose sight of what the law is. And the law that matters in this case, second-degree murder. They'll be back in court on Thursday.
Live in downtown Los Angeles, Randy Page, CBS 2 News.
Randy, thank you so much. And now to developing news, 2 arrests in the murder of a Montebello man killed while walking home from work back in November. Detectives say Abraham Cabrera of Alhambra and Wayne Sear Jr. of Montebello killed Rene Lupion, then stole his backpack. Police say the suspects were seen on security camera video in the same store as the victim. Officers are still looking for the woman depicted in the sketch that you saw.
Well, tonight we have new video that may spark criminal charges in that ongoing migrant children crisis.
Now, the images from the Arizona Department of Health Services show staff members dragging and pushing children at a shelter in Youngtown. The nonprofit that ran the facility reported the incidents back in September when it actually happened. The facility was later closed and the staff members fired. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office is now reviewing the case.
Well, tonight parts of the federal government remain shut down, those casualties in the battle over funding for the president's border wall.
But now House Democrats say they have a way to get the government back open. Tonight, Nicole Killian has more on their new proposal.
House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi entered the Capitol Monday afternoon as Democrats prepare to introduce legislation to reopen the federal government when they take control of the House Thursday. A Democratic aide tells CBS News one measure would include money for the rest of the fiscal year for a variety of agencies like the state and justice departments. The other would fund the Department of Homeland Security, but only through February 8th, and include $1.3 billion for border security. Even if the Democrats' plan passes the House, it also needs Senate approval. And the Senate's top Republican Mitch McConnell warned his chamber won't send any bill to the president that he won't sign. In a series of tweets, the president continued to make his case for a border wall. Without a deal, hundreds of thousands of federal employees remain in limbo as a shutdown stretched into a 10th day. Nicole Killian, the White House.
Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren is now setting her sights on 2020. Now, Warren announced today that she is forming an exploratory committee for a possible presidential run. Warren, by the way, is a vocal opponent of President Trump and also one of his favorite targets.
Well, coming up next, a legal loss for actor Kevin Spacey. Comedian
Louis C.K. is in trouble yet again. Last year it was for what he did. This time it's for what he said.
Also, we're going to take you to where this funnel cloud was spotted here in Southern California today. Garth.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Boy, it is getting windy out there, and we're picking up some cold temps as well. Your whole forecast is coming up.
Hi, my name is Valencia Barnes. I'm stationed at Incirlik Air Base, Turkey, and I want to say happy holidays and Merry Christmas to my son Louis Barnes in Victorville, California. Miss you, love you, Louis.